The Zorath Empire's Imperial Fleet burst from hyperspace. Ships of every conceivable shape and size filled the sky above Earth, casting ominous shadows across the planet. The fleet's flagship, the dreadnought Exultant, loomed largest among them, a dark harbinger of the invasion to come. Its commander, Admiral Tarek, stood on the bridge, his eyes fixed on the blue and green orb below. "Prepare for planetary assault," Tarek ordered, his voice resonating with authority. His officers, a mix of reptilian and insectoid beings, moved with swift precision. These humans will learn the true power of the Zorath Empire. Down on Earth, panic spread as news of the alien fleet's arrival broke. The world's governments convened emergency meetings, but it was clear that their military might was no match for the invaders. The sky was alight with the glow of descending ships, and cities around the globe prepared for the worst. The Exultant's massive hangar bays opened, releasing waves of smaller attack ships and landing craft. These vessels streaked through the atmosphere, their engines leaving trails of fire. As they breached Earth's airspace, they encountered the planet's first line of defense, a hodgepodge of fighter jets, drones, and ground-based anti-aircraft systems. Despite humanity's best efforts, the Zorathian technology proved vastly superior. Earth's defenses crumbled under the onslaught, and soon the invaders were landing in major cities, their troops pouring out to subjugate the population. The initial battles were fierce but short-lived, with human forces suffering devastating losses. Admiral Tarek watched the unfolding invasion with cold satisfaction. "Commence Phase 2, he commanded. "Deploy the ground forces and secure the primary objectives. Show no mercy." In the heart of Washington, D.C., the United Earth Defense Force, UEDF headquarters, buzzed with frantic activity. General Marcus paced the command center, his brow furrowed as he watched the holographic displays showing the invasion's progress. Communications from around the world painted a grim picture. New York, London, Tokyo, all were under siege. A secure line buzzed to life on Marcus's console, the caller ID displaying a name he hadn't seen in years, Dr. Elena Vasquez. Marcus answered, and the image of his old friend and colleague appeared, her face lined with worry but determined. "Marcus, we need to activate Project Aegis," Elena said without preamble. "It's our only hope." Marcus's eyes widened. Project Aegis was a highly classified initiative, developed in response to the growing threat of extraterrestrial aggression. Utilizing cutting-edge alien technologies salvaged from various encounters over the years, it was designed as Earth's last line of defense. Only a handful of people even knew of its existence. "Elena, are you sure?" Marcus asked, already knowing the answer. He could see the urgency in her eyes. "We don't have time to debate this," Elena insisted. "The Zorathians are far more advanced than anything we've faced. Aegis is our only chance to level the playing field." Marcus nodded, making a quick decision. "All right, I'll initiate the protocols. Get your team ready." Elena's face broke into a relieved smile. "Thank you, Marcus. We'll be ready." As the call ended, Marcus turned to his officers. "Prepare to mobilize Project Aegis. We move now." In a hidden facility beneath the Rocky Mountains, Elena and her team of top scientists and engineers worked feverishly. The facility was a marvel of human ingenuity, filled with alien artifacts and advanced machinery. Elena directed her team with precision, ensuring that every component of Project Aegis was primed for deployment. Within hours, Earth's new line of defense was ready. Massive energy shields began to shimmer into existence around key cities, powered by alien reactors. Advanced weapon platforms, capable of disrupting Zorathian technology, were activated. Humanity's response to the invasion was swift and formidable. Deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, in a sprawling underground facility known only to the highest echelons of Earth's military and scientific communities, Project Aegis lay dormant. The base was a hive of activity, scientists and engineers rushing to and fro, preparing the secret weapon for immediate deployment. Dr. Elena Vasquez, the lead scientist on the project, moved with purpose through the labyrinthine corridors. Her team was composed of the brightest minds in various fields: physics, engineering, xenobiology. They were united by a common goal: to protect Earth from extraterrestrial threats. Project Aegis was the culmination of years of research and reverse engineering of alien technology acquired through covert operations and previous encounters with otherworldly beings. "Status report!" Elena called out as she entered the main control room. The space was filled with consoles, holographic displays, and the hum of advanced machinery. "We're finalizing the energy matrix calibration," replied Dr. Nikhil Patel, her second-in-command. "The Aegis shield should be operational within the hour." "Good," Elena said, nodding. "We need to be ready for immediate deployment." At the center of the room, a massive hologram of Earth rotated slowly, highlighted with various strategic locations. Elena approached the main console, her fingers flying over the controls as she initiated the startup sequence for the Aegis defense systems. "Activating primary power core," she announced. The room vibrated slightly as the alien reactor, a pulsing crystalline structure, came to life. It was a relic from a long-forgotten civilization, capable of generating immense amounts of energy. "Elena, we have incoming data from our satellite network," a technician reported. "Zorthian forces are advancing rapidly. They'll reach our perimeter in less than an hour." "Understood," Elena replied. "Begin shield deployment sequence. I want full coverage over New York, London, Tokyo, and all other major population centers." Outside, the ground trembled as colossal shield generators rose from hidden silos, deploying massive energy domes over key cities. These shields, powered by the alien reactor, were designed to withstand even the most powerful Zorthian weaponry. "Shields are holding at 100%, Dr. Patel confirmed, watching the readouts. Elena exhaled a breath she hadn't realized she was holding. "Let's hope this buys us enough time to mount a proper counteroffensive." New York City, one of the first targets of the Zorthian Invasion, was a scene of chaos and destruction. Alien ships soared overhead, their energy weapons scorching the skyline. The streets were filled with the sounds of battle, as UEDF soldiers and local militias fought valiantly to defend their home. Captain James Carter, a decorated officer in the UEDF, led his squad through the war-torn streets. They were equipped with advanced exosuits and energy rifles, products of the same research that powered Project Aegis. Despite the overwhelming odds, Carter's team moved with precision and determination. "Carter, we've got incoming on our 6, shouted Lieutenant Maria Lopez, scanning the skies with her visor's enhanced optics. Carter turned to see a squadron of Zorthian soldiers descending from a transport ship. These warriors, clad in sleek organic armor, moved with deadly grace. Carter raised his rifle and signaled his team to take cover. "Engage on my mark," Carter ordered. "We need to hold this position at all costs." As the Zorthians landed, they unleashed a barrage of plasma fire. Carter's squad returned fire, their energy rifles crackling with blue bolts. The battle was fierce and chaotic, each side vying for control of the streets. Despite their superior numbers and technology, the Zorthians found themselves struggling against the human defenders. Carter's team utilized guerrilla tactics, striking quickly and then melting back into the urban landscape. They exploited their intimate knowledge of the city's layout, setting traps and ambushes that decimated the invaders. At one point, Carter's team cornered a group of Zorthian soldiers in an alley. With a well-placed grenade, they collapsed the buildings around them, crushing the enemy under tons of rubble. "Nice work, people," Carter said, catching his breath. "But this is far from over. We need to keep pushing them back." As the battle raged on, news came in over the comms. The Aegis shields were up, and reinforcements were on the way. Inspired by this, Carter and his squad fought with renewed vigor. The human spirit, bolstered by cutting-edge technology, proved to be a formidable adversary. The Zorthians, accustomed to easy victories, found themselves bogged down in a protracted urban conflict. Their advanced technology was countered by human ingenuity and resilience. For every inch they gained, they paid a heavy price. In the skies above, UEDF fighter jets and drones harassed the Zorthian ships, providing cover for ground forces. The tide of the battle began to shift, and for the first time it seemed possible that humanity could withstand the onslaught. Carter looked to the horizon, where the Exultant loomed ominously. "We've got a long way to go, but we're not out of this fight yet. Let's show these aliens what humanity is made of." Carter, we've got movement on the east flank, Lieutenant Maria Lopez reported, her visor scanning the debris-strewn streets. Hold your positions, Carter commanded. We can't let them break through to the shield generators. The Zorthian troops advanced methodically, their biomechanical armor gleaming ominously. Energy weapons discharged with eerie precision, reducing human cover to molten slag. Despite the enemy's overwhelming firepower, Carter's squad fought with a tenacity born of desperation and courage. Sergeant David Ramirez took point, his exosuit enhancing his strength and agility. He lobbed a plasma grenade towards the approaching enemy, the explosion scattering Zorthian soldiers like ragdolls. "That'll slow them down," he muttered, reloading his rifle. The UEDF soldiers utilized the city's labyrinthine structure to their advantage, setting up ambushes and using the wreckage as cover. Snipers perched atop ruined buildings picked off Zorthian troops with deadly accuracy, while ground units engaged in close-quarter combat. The battle was brutal and unyielding. As the fight dragged on, Carter received an urgent transmission. "Captain Carter, this is Colonel Rachel Kim. We've got intel on a major Zorthian command post near Central Park. We need you to neutralize it." "Understood, Colonel. We're on it," Carter responded, rallying his team. "Listen up. We've got a new target. We're taking out their command post at Central Park." The squad navigated through the war-torn city, avoiding patrols and engaging only when necessary. As they approached Central Park, they spotted the Zorthian command post, a towering structure surrounded by heavily armed guards. "Lopez, take your team and create a diversion," Carter ordered. "Ramirez, you're with me. We're going in to plant charges." The plan unfolded with precision. Lopez's team launched a surprise attack, drawing the Zorthian guards away from the command post. Amid the chaos, Carter and Ramirez infiltrated the structure, planting explosive charges at critical points. "Charges set," Ramirez confirmed, his voice steady despite the tension. "Fall back," Carter ordered. The two soldiers retreated, detonating the charges remotely. The command post erupted in a massive explosion, the shockwave rippling through the park. Amidst the chaos of the invasion, a series of encrypted transmissions reached the UEDF headquarters. General Marcus, overseeing the defense efforts, received an unexpected communication. The message was from the Galactic Council, a coalition of peaceful alien civilizations, who had long opposed the Zorath Empire's tyranny. The holographic image of Ambassador Jara, a tall, slender being with luminous skin and wise, ancient eyes, appeared before General Marcus. "General Marcus, I am Ambassador Jara of the Galactic Council. We have monitored the Zorthian invasion and wish to offer our assistance." Marcus, initially skeptical, listened as Jara outlined their plan. The Galactic Council had been providing covert aid to civilizations under threat from the Zorath Empire for centuries. They offered advanced weaponry, strategic advice, and, most importantly, solidarity in the face of a common enemy. "We have sent a fleet to assist you," Jara continued. "Our ships will arrive within the hour, bringing reinforcements and supplies." True to their word, an hour later, the skies above Earth shimmered as a diverse fleet of alien ships emerged from hyperspace. The vessels, sleek and elegant, contrasted sharply with the brutalist design of the Zorthian fleet. Led by Ambassador Thal, a warrior diplomat, the Council's fleet immediately engaged the Zorthian ships, providing much-needed relief to Earth's beleaguered forces. On the ground, General Marcus coordinated with the Galactic Council's emissaries. Alien soldiers, bearing advanced energy weapons and protective suits, fought alongside human troops. Their presence boosted morale and turned the tide in several key battles around the globe. In New York, the arrival of the Council's forces was a game-changer. Captain Carter and his squad, now bolstered by alien reinforcements, launched a coordinated counterattack against the Zorthian invaders. The new weaponry, capable of bypassing the Zorthians' advanced defenses, proved devastatingly effective. Ambassador Thal joined Carter on the front lines, his towering presence and calm demeanor a source of inspiration. "Captain Carter, your bravery is commendable," Thal said, his voice resonating with authority. "Together, we will drive these invaders from your world." With renewed vigor, Carter's team pressed their advantage. The combined might of human and alien forces overwhelmed the Zorthian troops, forcing them into a hasty retreat. The battle for New York, once teetering on the edge of disaster, now swung decisively in favor of Earth's defenders. As the smoke cleared, the sight of human and alien soldiers standing together amidst the rubble symbolized a newfound alliance. The Galactic Council's intervention had not only turned the tide of battle, but also forged a bond that promised a united front against future threats. General Marcus, addressing his troops and their new allies, spoke with a voice filled with hope and determination. Today we have shown the Zorath Empire that Earth is not alone. We stand united not just as humans, but as members of a broader galactic community. Together we will prevail. In Los Angeles, the situation was particularly dire. The Zorathians had established a significant foothold, using the city as a base for further incursions into North America. Colonel Rachel Kim, a seasoned UEDF officer, led the defense efforts. Her knowledge of alien tactics and her strategic acumen made her an invaluable asset. "Colonel, we've identified a Zorathian command center in downtown LA," reported Lieutenant Hawkins, her second-in-command. "If we can take it out, we can cripple their operations in the region." Colonel Kim nodded. "Gather the strike team. We're going in." The team, composed of UEDF soldiers and Galactic Council operatives, moved through the city under the cover of darkness. Utilizing advanced cloaking devices and stealth technology, they approached the heavily guarded command center. The Zorathian troops, unaware of the impending strike, patrolled the perimeter. "Wait for my signal," Kim whispered, her eyes fixed on the target. "We need to hit them hard and fast." At her command, the strike team launched a coordinated assault. Alien and human soldiers moved with precision, neutralizing guards and planting explosives around the command center. The element of surprise was complete. As the charges detonated, the building erupted in flames, sending shockwaves through the Zorathian ranks. "Command center is down," Hawkins confirmed, watching the flames. "Their forces are in disarray." Taking advantage of the chaos, Colonel Kim ordered an all-out assault on the remaining Zorathian positions. The combined might of the UEDF and their alien allies overwhelmed the invaders, driving them back. Los Angeles, once on the brink of falling, now stood resilient and defiant. Above Earth, the battle raged in the void of space. The UEDF fleet, retrofitted with advanced alien technology, engaged the Zorathian armada in a series of fierce skirmishes. Admiral Henry Jang, commanding the UNS Victory, orchestrated the defense with tactical brilliance. "Enemy ships are massing for another attack run," reported Commander Elise Tan, monitoring the tactical displays. "We need to intercept them before they reach the Aegis shield generators." Admiral Jang's eyes scanned the holographic map. "Deploy squadrons Beta and Gamma. Have them flank the Zorathian formation and cut off their approach vectors. We'll engage them head-on." The UEDF ships, sleek and agile, maneuvered into position. Squadrons of fighters and bombers streaked through the void, engaging Zorathian interceptors in dogfights that lit up the darkness with flashes of energy weapons. Larger warships exchanged broadsides, their hulls absorbing and deflecting incoming fire. Admiral Jang's strategy began to take effect. The Zorathian ships, caught between the flanking squadrons and the main UEDF fleet, found themselves outmaneuvered and outgunned. The Victory led the charge, its powerful railguns and plasma cannons tearing through enemy vessels. "Direct hit on the Zorathian cruiser," Commander Tan exclaimed, as a massive explosion lit up the view screen. "They're falling back." Jang nodded, his expression steely. "Press the advantage. We can't let them regroup." As the UEDF fleet advanced, they received unexpected reinforcements. The Galactic Council ships, having finished engagements in other sectors, joined the fray. Led by Ambassador Thal's flagship, the alien vessels brought with them advanced weaponry and shielding technology. "Admiral Jang, we're here to assist," Thal's voice came over the comms. "Let's drive these invaders out of your space." With renewed vigor, the combined human and alien fleet launched a coordinated assault on the remaining Zorathian forces. The space around Earth became a maelstrom of battle, with ships weaving and darting through the chaos, firing salvos that lit up the stars. The Zorathians, realizing they were outmatched, began to retreat. Their once mighty fleet, now crippled and demoralized, fled into the depths of space. Earth's defenders had not only held the line, but had driven the invaders back, securing a hard-fought victory. As the last Zorthian ship vanished from the sensors, Admiral Jang allowed himself a rare smile. "We did it," he said quietly. "We protected our home." Within the Zorthian Empire, dissension simmered beneath the surface. Not all were loyal to the Emperor's aggressive campaign against Earth. Sub-Commander Varric, a high-ranking officer disillusioned with the war's brutality, saw an opportunity to end the conflict from within. Varric had always harbored doubts about the Empire's relentless expansion. The devastation on Earth and the resilience of its people had deepened his conviction that the Zorthian way was unsustainable. He decided to act, reaching out through secure channels to Earth's defense forces. In the UEDF headquarters, General Marcus received an encrypted message. It was from Varric, offering vital information in exchange for asylum. Skeptical but desperate, Marcus arranged for a clandestine meeting in a neutral zone. The rendezvous took place on a remote asteroid base, a desolate and neutral ground. Varric arrived in a small shuttle, flanked by a minimal escort. General Marcus and a team of elite UEDF operatives awaited him, their trust tentative but hopeful. "General Marcus, I am Sub-Commander Varric," the alien officer said, his voice echoing in the cavernous docking bay. "I come with information that can turn the tide of this war." Marcus regarded Varric with a mix of caution and curiosity. "What do you have for us?" Varric produced a data crystal, handing it to Marcus. "This contains the schematics and weaknesses of our fleet. Additionally, it has detailed information on the Emperor's flagship, the Exultant. With this, you can strike a decisive blow." Marcus nodded, his mind racing with possibilities. "Why are you helping us?" Varric's expression was resolute. "I have seen enough death and destruction. Your people fight with honor and bravery. I believe it is time for change within the Empire, and helping you is the first step." With the data in hand, Marcus arranged for Varric's asylum, ensuring his safety. The UEDF's analysts quickly went to work, decrypting and studying the information. The intel proved invaluable, revealing vulnerabilities in the Zorthian fleet's energy shields and propulsion systems. Armed with Varric's information, the UEDF and their Galactic Council allies devised a bold plan to strike at the heart of the Zorthian invasion force, the mothership Exultant. The massive vessel, the command hub of the Zorthian fleet, was both heavily armored and heavily guarded. Taking it down would deal a crippling blow to the invaders' command structure. A team of elite soldiers, led by Captain James Carter and including Dr. Elena Vasquez for her technical expertise, was assembled for the mission. Their objective was to infiltrate the Exultant, sabotage its main reactor, and escape before the ship was destroyed. As their stealth shuttle approached the looming behemoth of the Exultant, the tension was palpable. The ship's dark hull bristled with weapons and defenses, a testament to its role as the flagship of the Zorthian Empire. "Approaching insertion point," the shuttle pilot announced, maneuvering the craft into a concealed docking bay identified by Varric's intel. Carter and his team disembarked swiftly, their movements precise and silent. Dr. Vasquez carried a portable terminal, essential for hacking into the ship's systems. The team navigated through dimly lit corridors, avoiding patrols and security cameras, making their way toward the reactor core. Inside the Exultant, the atmosphere was tense. The Zorthian crew, still reeling from recent defeats, maintained a heightened state of alert. However, they were unprepared for an internal breach. Carter's team moved with practiced efficiency, neutralizing guards and bypassing security systems with Dr. Vasquez's guidance. They reached the reactor chamber, a vast humming space filled with pulsating energy conduits. Dr. Vasquez immediately set to work, connecting her terminal to the reactor's control panel. "I need a few minutes to overload the core," she said, her fingers flying over the keys. "Make it quick," Carter replied, his eyes scanning for any signs of trouble. Just then, an alarm blared. Their presence had been detected. Zorthian soldiers converged on the reactor chamber, and a fierce firefight erupted. Carter's team held their ground, using cover and advanced weaponry to keep the enemy at bay. "Hurry, Elena," Carter shouted over the din of battle. "Almost there," she responded, her voice steady despite the chaos. Finally, the reactor's status lights shifted to red. "Done! The reactor will overload in 5 minutes. We need to get out now." Carter called for an immediate retreat. The team fought their way back through the corridors, racing against time. As they neared the docking bay, explosions began to ripple through the Exultant, the ship's structure groaning under the strain. They reached their shuttle, and the pilot wasted no time in launching them away from the doomed mothership. From a safe distance, they watched as the Exultant was engulfed in a series of cataclysmic explosions, the mighty vessel breaking apart and drifting into the void. Inside the Exultant, Captain Carter and his elite team were deep within enemy territory, making their way through the labyrinthine corridors of the Zorthian mothership. The reactor chamber was their ultimate goal, but the journey was fraught with danger. Zorthian soldiers patrolled the halls, their presence a constant threat. Dr. Elena Vasquez, carrying a portable terminal crucial for their mission, stayed close to Carter. Her expertise in alien technology was their key to sabotaging the reactor. Sergeant David Ramirez led the way, his keen eyes and quick reflexes keeping them one step ahead of detection. As they approached the reactor chamber, they encountered a heavily fortified checkpoint. Ramirez signaled for silence, motioning for the team to take cover. Using hand signals, Carter communicated their plan, a swift, coordinated strike to neutralize the guards without raising the alarm. On Carter's signal, the team moved with lethal precision. Suppressed weapons took down the guards before they could react. With the path clear, they advanced to the reactor chamber's entrance. The reactor room was a vast, pulsating hub of energy. The heart of the Exultant, it was filled with intricate machinery and glowing conduits. Dr. Vasquez immediately went to work, connecting her terminal to the reactor's control panel. "We don't have much time," she said, her fingers flying over the keys. "Once I start the overload sequence, we'll have only minutes to escape." Carter nodded, keeping watch as the team secured the area. "Do it. We'll hold them off." The alarm blared, signaling their presence had been detected. Zorthian soldiers poured into the reactor chamber, and a fierce firefight erupted. Carter and his team held their ground, using cover and their advanced weaponry to repel the attackers. "Almost there!" Vasquez called out. Her voice steady despite the chaos. The reactor's status lights shifted from green to red, indicating the overload sequence was initiated. "Fall back," Carter ordered. The team fought their way through the corridors, explosions rippling through the ship as the reactor destabilized. The structure groaned, the lights flickering as systems failed. The team's shuttle sped away from the crumbling Exultant, but they were not yet out of danger. The explosions had destabilized the surrounding area, creating a field of debris and intense energy fluctuations. Captain Carter and his team braced themselves as the shuttle's pilot navigated through the chaos. "Hold on, everyone," the pilot shouted, maneuvering the shuttle with expert precision. "This is going to be rough." As they weaved through the debris, a critical alert flashed on the pilot's console. "We've got a breach in the hull. We're losing pressure." Dr. Vasquez quickly assessed the situation. "We need to seal it, or we won't make it out alive." Sergeant Ramirez and another soldier, Corporal Lee, grabbed emergency repair kits and moved to the damaged section. Working quickly, they patched the breach, but it was clear the shuttle had sustained significant damage. "We've stabilized for now, but we won't last long in this condition," Ramirez reported, his face grim. Carter knew they had to reach a safe zone, and fast. "Get us to the nearest Allied ship," he ordered the pilot. As they continued their harrowing escape, the team received a transmission from Admiral Zhang aboard the UNS Victory. "Captain Carter, we've picked up your signal, sending coordinates for a rendezvous. Hold tight." Despite the shuttle's precarious state, they managed to follow the coordinates and approach the Victory. The massive warship, a beacon of hope, extended its docking bay, and the shuttle made a rough but successful landing. Medical teams and engineers rushed to assist the battered soldiers as they disembarked. Carter and his team were escorted to the bridge where Admiral Zhang awaited them. "You did it, Captain," Zhang said, a rare smile on his face. "The Exultant is destroyed, and their fleet is in disarray. Your mission was a success." Carter nodded, but his mind was already on the next steps. "What's the status of the enemy fleet?" They're retreating, but we can't let up now, Zhang replied. We need to press the advantage and drive them out of our system. Before Carter could respond, a priority message came through from General Marcus. Admiral Zhang, Captain Carter, we've received intel on the remaining Zorthian forces. They're regrouping for a last-ditch effort. We need to strike now, while they're vulnerable. Understood, General, Zhang said. We'll mobilize immediately. Carter turned to his team, their faces lined with exhaustion but filled with resolve. We've come this far. Let's finish this. The battle for Earth was entering its final phase. The destruction of the Exultant had given humanity a fighting chance, but the ultimate victory was still to be secured. The team knew the sacrifices they had made, and those yet to come, would be the key to ensuring the safety of their home planet. As the fleet prepared for the final push, the soldiers steeled themselves for the decisive confrontation that would determine the fate of humanity. Back on Earth, General Marcus received updates from the front lines. The destruction of the Exultant had thrown the Zorthian forces into disarray, but they were still a formidable threat. Marcus knew this was their best chance to press the advantage and drive the invaders out for good. Admiral Zhang, initiate Operation Overlord, Marcus commanded over the secure comms. We're going all in. Above Earth, the UEDF fleet and their alien allies formed up for the final push. The combined armada, a diverse array of human and alien ships, moved with purpose. Admiral Zhang, aboard the UNS Victory, issued orders with calm authority. Focus fire on their command ships, Zhang instructed. Take out their leadership, and the rest will follow. The Allied fleet surged forward, weapons blazing. Zorthian ships, already reeling from the loss of their flagship, struggled to mount a coherent defense. Precision strikes targeted their command vessels, causing devastating explosions that lit up the void of space. On the ground, UEDF forces, supported by alien soldiers, launched simultaneous assaults on Zorthian positions around the globe. In Paris, Major Sarah Briggs led a daring raid on a Zorthian stronghold. Her unit, equipped with advanced exosuits and plasma rifles, stormed the enemy base, taking out defenses with surgical precision. "We're in!" Briggs shouted over the comms. "Proceeding to the main control center!" Her team moved swiftly through the facility, neutralizing guards and securing key areas. The Zorthians, caught off guard by the ferocity of the attack, fell back in disarray. Briggs reached the control center and planted charges on the mainframe, ensuring the complete destruction of the stronghold. "Charges set," she reported. "Get clear." The building erupted in a massive explosion, sending plumes of smoke and debris into the air. The sight of the destroyed stronghold was a powerful symbol of humanity's resilience and determination. In Tokyo, Colonel Rachel Kim coordinated a massive defense effort, using the Aegis shields and newly acquired alien technology to repel Zorthian attacks. Her strategic genius and the advanced defenses proved too much for the invaders, who were forced to retreat under heavy fire. With the Zorthian forces in retreat, the UEDF and their allies prepared for the final offensive. General Marcus, monitoring the global situation, saw the opportunity to deliver a decisive blow. He issued orders for a unified strike, targeting the last major concentration of Zorthian forces. "All units, this is General Marcus," his voice rang out over the comms. "This is our moment. We strike now, and we end this invasion." In the skies above, the Allied fleet regrouped for a coordinated assault on the remaining Zorthian ships. Admiral Zhang led the charge, his fleet moving with precision and deadly efficiency. The combined firepower of human and alien ships overwhelmed the beleaguered Zorthian fleet. "Concentrate all fire on their battlecruiser," Zhang ordered, pinpointing the largest remaining Zorthian vessel. The Allied ships unleashed a barrage of energy weapons, tearing through the enemy's defenses. The battlecruiser erupted in a spectacular explosion, signaling the collapse of the Zorthian fleet's final stronghold. On the ground, coordinated strikes targeted the last Zorthian bases. In London, Captain Carter and his elite team spearheaded an assault on a heavily fortified enemy installation. The battle was intense, with fierce close-quarters combat and heavy resistance. "Push forward!" Carter shouted, leading his team through a hail of enemy fire. "We take this base, and we end this war." His team fought with unmatched determination, their advanced weaponry and tactical prowess giving them the edge. They breached the enemy's defenses and fought their way to the command center, where Carter confronted the Zorthian commander. "It's over," Carter said, leveling his weapon. "Surrender, or face the consequences." The Zorthian commander, realizing the futility of further resistance, reluctantly complied. With the fall of the last enemy stronghold, the remaining Zorthian forces on Earth were quickly mopped up by UEDF and Allied troops. General Marcus addressed the world from the UEDF headquarters, his voice filled with pride and resolve. "Today, we have shown the Zorath Empire that humanity will not be conquered. We stand united, not only with each other, but with our new allies from across the stars. This victory belongs to all of us, and it marks the beginning of a new era of cooperation and peace."